Now, when you read this story, friends, does anybody else think, well, man, that seems like a really harsh punishment for Ananias' actions? The punishment doesn't seem to fit the crime. Now, we have to admit, this is one of those stories and parts of the Bible that we have a hard time accepting with our modern American sensibilities. It's a story that skeptics of the Bible love to have a field day with, people who try to undermine the authority of the Bible and dismiss it. But there's something that needs to be exposed if that's the thought pattern that comes to your mind. If you think this is harsh, the punishment doesn't seem to fit the crime, here's the assumption that you may be dealing with. And that assumption is this, that sin and evil are measured primarily horizontally and not vertically. We tend to measure sin and evil in terms of horizontal relationships rather than a vertical relationship. What do I mean by that? We tend to measure sin in terms of how it affects other people, other human beings. What does it do to other people? And certainly that is an aspect of it. But the core aspect of evil is not primarily horizontal, it's primarily vertical. In terms of how does it affect our relationship with God? Does it go against His will? Does it go against His glory? Does it go against His commands? That's the foundational aspect of evil before it has to do with how it affects other people. And because of that assumption, it's tempting to look at this account and think, well, the punishment doesn't seem to fit the crime because they don't really harm anybody. I mean, yeah, lying isn't good, but they were still giving a good amount of money, possibly. Maybe they didn't give the full amount that they said they were giving, but they were still giving to the church to bless other people. So why is it so bad? Again, because the core issue was not how it affected other people. The core issue was how it compromised the glory of God. And they were lying, it says, to the Holy Spirit. The core issue was not that they kept back part of the land that they sold.